It's time now for Fort Stockton High School Prowler softball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Prowler softball is being brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Atananda Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Now stay tuned for Prowler Softball. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges, and we are live from Seminole today. And we've got the Fort Stockton Prowlers and the Seminole Maidens in District 3 4A softball action this afternoon. Game slated to start at 5 p.m. this afternoon. And Darren, the Prowlers need a win in the worst way. They're 1-4 now in district play, and Seminole is at 3-2. So Fort Stockton really has to do well in the second half of district play.
Really do. Had some close games, just can't seem to win the close games. So, yeah, this is it's going to be important. I think we need to win 2 or 3 games just to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too. The district standings now, Andrews is on top after the first half of district play at 4-1. And then Monahans, Greenwood, and Seminole all tied for second at 3-2. And then Fort Stockton and Pecos at the bottom of the district standings at 1-4. And today, of course, it's Pecos at Monahans, Fort Stockton here at Seminole tonight, and Andrews at Greenwood. And the reason we're playing on Monday is because the district track meet, first half of it anyway, is tomorrow in Fort Stockton.
I thought we just left on the wrong day, but I'm glad there's actually a game here today.
All right, so we've got Fort Stockton and Seminole coming up. We'll have the lineups for both teams. We'll be back right after these words. Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the postage shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Get enrolled today for the My Rewards program at Amistad Motors. Earn points that can be used not only in service, but also to purchase accessories. For every new vehicle, you can earn up to 10,000 points, which can go towards oil changes or any other service you might need. Amistad Motors, 2110 West Dickinson. Call 336-9000.
All right, we're back, and Darren, I believe you do have the lineup for Fort Stockton today, so we'll let you give that here in a moment. I'm going to give the Seminole lineup right quick, and, of course, they're the home team, so they'll be in the outfield first. Zoe Tykerobe is their pitcher. She's the same pitcher, I believe, that we faced in the first district game. Avery Gray is the catcher for the Maidens, and at first base it'll be Monica Morin. And at second base for Seminole, Valerie Reyes. At third base, Nola C., Sonny Casadas in shortstop, and then left field, Zaylee Tykerobe. And in center field, J.C. Washington. And in right field for Seminole is Arlette Nava. And their designated player batting seventh will be Yanessa Almaguer. And their subs include Jessica Alvidres, Kenley Kirk, Jersey Alvarado, and Michaela David. So those are the Seminole Maidens. They're really a good record under Brian Legan this year, 18-6 overall and 3-2 in district play.
All right, tonight or this afternoon for Prowlers, leading off and playing center field is number 2, Adamari Renteria, batting second and playing pitcher. Number 11, Criselda Porras, batting third and playing first base. Number 10, Mia Garcia. Hitting cleanup, third base, number 8, Jocelyn Arcidas. Hitting fifth and playing catcher, number 29, Bella Espino. Hitting sixth and playing shortstop, number 4, Demaya Vaughn. Hitting seventh and playing second base, number 9, Alondra Encinas. Hitting eighth, our designated player, number 44, Alondra Molina. Hitting ninth and playing right field, number 1, Aubrey Salgado. And tonight's flex player in left field, number 12, Haven Gaitan. Our coaches are head coach Manny Espino and assistant coaches Matthew Villanueva and Pat Pena.
All right, so Coach Espino in his first year as head coach of the Prowlers, coming to Fort Stockton from Lockhart. And, Coach Espino is really enthusiastic. He's got a daughter who's a freshman, and she's a great catcher and a good hitter too, and adds to our team. But he's been a little frustrated with these close losses in the first half of district play. It's time to get things together, Darren, and play a really good game.
Well, it is. We were playing even with Andrews the whole way and ended up losing 9-7. Had a Monaghan's 5-1 till right at the end of the game, and they beat us in extra innings. So it's been a tough year. He's ready to break out and win some games.
All right, we'll be back in a moment with the first pitch of today's ball game from Seminole. Fort Stockton versus the Maidens. We'll be back in a moment. When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español. Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenidos Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday it's Bienvenidos nachos. Thursday it's the hamburger basket. And Friday it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenidos open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
Big Bend Concrete, the #1 provider of concrete for residential and commercial construction projects in the Big Bend area, has a fleet of conventional as well as volumetric trucks, along with a state-of-the-art concrete batch plant. Their goal is to deliver the highest quality concrete in an efficient, timely manner, no matter the size of the project. The team at BBC is ready to help you get the job done. Big Bend Concrete, solid.
Hi, Dr. Boingpali here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248. or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Buck's Loop Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Loop Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Loop Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Cactus Health is your one-stop healthcare facility. They care, offering quality health care for you and your family, including health education, hearing screenings, adult and children immunizations, minor x-rays, postpartum care, OB care, prenatal services, men's and women's health, and lab services. Cactus Health, located at 700 North Main Street. Call 336-8110 for information and appointments. Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta-potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terrasses at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc.
All right, we're back here for the start of today's game between the Seminole Maidens and the Fort Stockton Prowlers. Prowlers coming in at 12-13 overall, 1-4 in district play, tied for last place right now in the district, and Seminole tied for second place at 3-2 with an 18-6 record. So we're about to have the first pitch, but in the meantime, we've got Rob Franklin here with us, who is the play-by-play announcer for the Seminole Maidens and the Seminole Indians. And Rob, you're going to have that Seminole Indian Fort Stockton Panther baseball game tonight at 7 o'clock, right?
Looking forward to bringing that to you so we get both audiences can see video and audio for both games. It worked out well. Y'all can drive home earlier, and we'll make it all work. Looking forward to it.
Okay, and where can folks tune in to your broadcast tonight for that baseball game?
It'll
Rob?
be on KIKZKSCM.com on the Tribe link if you want audio only. On YouTube, it's at Seminole TX Media. If you type in KSCM, it'll pop right up, but the at figure is at Seminole TX Media.
All right, Rob. Well, thanks, and appreciate you helping out with that baseball game tonight.
Thanks for doing this for us. We appreciate it.
You bet. All right, there's a strike on the first pitch to Adamari Renteria, who's our first batter up for the Fort Stockton Prowlers. And so that's going to be an 0-1 count on Adamari. And we've got Tyke Rowe pitching for the Seminole Maidens. Here's the first pitch. Next pitch, I should say, that's a base hit out into left field. And, Darren, there's what Adamari needed. She's been in a bit of a slump here lately, and this time this slap hitter, the leadoff batter for the Prowlers, does get a nice slap hit out into shallow left field, and that's a single and puts our leadoff runner aboard for the Prowlers.
Yeah, she's been hitting it right at somebody, but she got that one into the outfield.
All right, now it's Griselda Porras, our pitcher for tonight's game, stepping up to the plate. She shows bunt, and that will be fielded by the third baseman and bobbled just a little bit. And so that will be a bunt single for Griselda Porras. And might have to charge an error there on that third baseman on that play rather than the base hit. So
it was really a great bunt right down the line, halfway to the third base. But, yeah, nice job, but probably an error.
All right, so runners aboard at first and second as Mia Garcia steps to the plate. First pitch up high to Mia, and it's 1-0. Runners aboard at first and second with nobody out for the Prowlers. And we've got Renteria at second and Porras at first. Here's the pitch now to Mia, and that one is up high. 2 balls and no strikes. And by the way, Darren, Mia had that grand slam home run against the Pecos Lady Eagles in the bottom of the 6th inning, I believe, to give us that win. That's a strike called on the outside corner, and it's 2-1 on Garcia, the first baseman for the Prowlers, left-handed batter.
You know, the best thing about wearing the headphones after Rob is I don't have any hair on it.
Don't start.
There's a swing and a miss.
You know, sometimes that's a problem, but in this case, it was clean as a whistle.
Okay.
Yeah.
2-2 on Mia Garcia as Mia swings on a high pitch right there from Tyke Rowe. Here's the pitch. And that one is just a tad too low, and that was a little bit too close for comfort right there, Darren.
Yeah, it's a little low inside. I think had it been a little over one direction or the other, it would have been a strike.
All right, here's Tyke Rowe. 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss, and a strikeout there for Mia Garcia. 1 down on the Prowlers here in the first inning. All right, so runners aboard at first and second. And, Darren, we really need to score some runs here.
Well, we've got 2 big bats coming up. Jocelyn's a tough hitter.
That one way outside. This is Jocelyn Arcidas, the third baseman for the Prowlers. 1-0 to Arcidas with Bella Espino on deck for Fort Stockton. Here's Tyke Rowe with the throw. High and inside, 2-0 to Arcidas and Bella Espino on deck. So we've got, again, Renteria at second, Porras at first, one down. And here's the pitch. Low and inside. It's a 3-0 count to Arcidas. And one more ball, Darren, and the bases will be loaded.
Yeah, I'd load the bases and let our home run hitter come up to bat with the bases full.
And here's the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball, base hit into right field. And let's see, here's Fort Stockton. There's going to be an out recorded at home plate. The throw made in from right field to the catcher for out number 2.
Yeah, it was a perfect throw. And tell you, we've had the base running troubles. I bet we've been thrown out at home several times, and that was a close play.
It really was, and that gives the Prowlers 2 outs, no runs scored. That's a beautiful play back into home plate. All right, runners in scoring position. That's a swing and a miss with Bella Espino really having a big swing at that one, and it's 0-1.
Well, she had 2 home runs, I know, against Andrews, a big power hitter.
All right, 0-1 to Espino, the catcher. Here's the pitch. That one is a line drive out to left field. 1 run will come in. That hits the fence, and here comes another run for the Prowlers. All right, so that is a double by Bella Espino on the left field fence.
You know, I'm surprised they pitched to her with the base open. You know, you've got your home run hitter up. You've got an open base. You've got 2 outs. Why would you pitch in that case? That surprised me.
Well, the last time, though, that Seminole faced Bella Espino, and by the way, there's a courtesy runner, Alexia Dominguez, coming in to run the bases for Bella Espino. But the last time, Bella was not hitting like she is now.
You're right. So this is the new Bella.
Yes. All right, Alexia Dominguez, the courtesy runner. Demaya Vaughn stepping up. Ball 1 on the first pitch.
See, Demaya Vaughn, I just want to say I'd like to buy a vowel. It's D-M-Y-A. I'd like to buy a vowel there, Ripley.
And here's a pop-up out of the park. That will be an M&J fast loop foul ball, and the count goes to 1-1 on Demaya Vaughn.
You know, the impressive thing, I know there was errors, but she had back-to-back bunts that went for home runs. That was unbelievable.
That was true. All right, here's a pop-up into left field, and let's see. The left fielder's under it, will make the catch, and that will retire the Prowlers. But 2 runs score on a double by Bella Espino. It's 2-0 Fort Stockton. We'll be back in just a moment.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come stay with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. All right, we're back, and Seminole coming to bat now here in the bottom of the first inning with Sonny Casares coming up to the plate, the shortstop, followed by Zoe Tykerobe, the pitcher, and Nola C., the third baseman. And it'll be Griselda Porras on the mound or in the circle for the Fort Stockton Prowlers here this afternoon. And here is Griselda with the first pitch of the ball game. That's a ground ball, and it is bobbled by the second baseman, and she will not be able to recover. And so that'll be an error on the second baseman for the Prowlers, and Seminole has a runner aboard, and it's Alondra Encinas not able to field that one well, and it was really right to her, Darren.
Yeah, that's should be an easy out, but it was not.
All right, Zoe Tykerobe, the pitcher for the Maidens, comes up to the plate, a right-handed batter to face Porras. All right, here's the pitch, and that's going to be fly ball out to right field, and that is caught by the Fort Stockton right fielder. Good job, right along the line, and that is Aubrey Salgado with the catch. Nice job there.
Really was. She plays second, but it's a very speedy player, and I didn't know she'd get there, but she did a good job.
All right, Nola C. steps up to the plate next for Seminole, the third baseman, and Sonny Casares stays right there at first after the catch out in right field. And here's the pitch. It's a little bit too high. 1 ball, no strikes on Nola C. with Valerie Reyes on deck. Our score 2-0. Fort Stockton leading here in the bottom of the first with 1 out. Runner aboard at first for Seminole. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1 on C. And we've got a very beautiful day, 76 degrees here in Seminole. It's cooler than it is in Fort Stockton today up here, and south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. There's a changeup just a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike.
We found out that, Santa Claus moonlights, and he's here behind the plate calling the game, balls and strikes. So if you've got your Christmas list, get down here and turn it in.
Okay, here's the pitch. Way outside and high. And it's a 3-1 count on C.
See?
Oh, is it 2-2? 2-2? Okay, 2-2 then is the count.
Who's counting?
Well, Rob is. Somebody needs to. There's a pitch that is fouled off. So still be a 2-2 count on Nola C.
It is 2-2.
All right, we've got a runner aboard. Sonny Casares at first base, reached on an error. And then a fly out to right field.
And we can't talk bad about her. Her folks are in the booth. So make sure you don't say anything. Yeah, I think last time you were talking bad about her.
Oh, yeah, right.
And
sure.
I was like, hey, don't do that.
When you've got friends like Darren, you don't need any enemies.
Yeah. I've heard that.
I'm sure you've heard it from a lot of people. It's a full count on Nola C. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and a strikeout issued by Fort Stockton's pitcher, Griselda Porras. Good job there to strike out that batter, Darren.
Really was. That's a big out. And
Valerie Reyes, the cleanup batter now for Seminole, steps up to the plate, the second baseman for the Maidens, with Casares still at first. Here's Griselda with the pitch. That's a foul ball down the first base line. It was close.
Yeah, she had a pretty good shot, but I tell you, just shot it off a little to the right.
0-1 to Valerie Reyes on a foul ball.
Better be wide awake there at first.
Beautiful afternoon in Seminole, really is. And I think it's really fortunate to play this game today because tomorrow is going to be hot and windy. That one is a strike on the inside corner. That was a nice pitch. 0-2 to Reyes.
Well, right now, Seminole's a little behind the pitches. They've hit one out into right field. They were behind a little bit, and the strikeout certainly behind the pitch.
All right, 0-2 now to Valerie Reyes from Porras. And here's the throw. Struck her out. And that will do it for the Maidens. They leave one stranded here in the first, and it's 2-0 Fort Stockton after one complete. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Fort Stockton ISD Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Jeremy Hickman.
And this is Superintendent Dr. Gabe Zamora.
We expect great things this school year.
Our commitment to delivering exceptional educational services remains steadfast.
We're proud of our students and their achievements and are thrilled to once again offer FSISD sports broadcast for those who can't be there in person.
Let's all work together to make this year the best one yet. Panthers and Prowlers lead the way.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway. All right, the first pitch to Alondra Encinas, the seventh batter, who comes up to the plate here in the second inning. That is fouled off. That's an M&J fast loop foul ball, and it's 0-1 to Encinas, second baseman for the Prowlers, batting from the right-hand side. And that one is low and inside. 1-1 on Encinas. Another Alondra is on deck, Alondra Molina. And it's 1-1. Here's the throw by Tykerobe. Ground ball taken by the Seminole shortstop and thrown perfectly across to first base for out number one. The Prowlers are leading 2-0 after one complete. And we're now working in the second inning with one out. And Alondra Molina steps to the plate, Darren. She's designated player today, number 44. I think you saw her warming up in the batting cage.
Yeah, really, she gets a hold of it. She hit it a long way. Got a lot of power.
All right, here's Molina at the plate. And a swing and a miss right there by Molina. It's 0-1. And the pitcher for Seminole, Zoe Tykerobe, that's the same pitcher we saw in the first game where Seminole defeated the Prowlers 13-8 in the first half of district play. And it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled against the screen. And it's an M&J fast loop foul ball. It's 0-2 to Molina with Aubrey Salgado on deck.
Taking some big cuts. Might have to just trying to make contact here and drive it into maybe right field.
All right, 0-2 to the designated player, Molina, and the pitch. That's a changeup up high, and it's ball one. 1-2 to Molina. Prowlers had 3 base hits in that first inning, Darren. Had 2 singles and a double, and then Seminole had 1 error. It's 1-2. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And she did not go around on a high pitch. And we get a break right there. It's 2-2.
I tell you, we've had base running issues and, bad luck, close plays. Because, we could have had a big inning in the first inning.
2-2. That one is down low and in the turf. And the count now goes to 3-2 on Molina. 1 out here in the second, bottom part of the order for the Prowlers. And, one of the things that the bottom part of our order needs to do is wake up a little bit and get some hits, Darren. And there's a swing and a miss right there, and that's 2 down on batters number 7 and 8, a ground out and a strikeout. So, yeah, the bottom part of the order needs to get some hits.
I can go yell at them.
Well, that might help.
Well, I'll do whatever the team needs.
All right, here comes senior Aubrey Salgado up to the plate, the right fielder. We'll go back to the top of the order after this batter. And again, Salgado working now with 2 outs against Tykerobe. Here's the pitch.
She had a great
strike.
That was a strike. She had a great catch in right field, right on the line in the first inning.
Yeah,
really probably saved extra bases.
Yeah, that was a good play. 0-1 to Salgado. And the throw. That's a ground ball taken by the second baseman on the hop. And a perfect throw over to first base for out number 3. A 3-up and 3-down inning for the Seminole defense against the Prowlers. It's still 2-0, Fort Stockton leading. We'll be back in a moment.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home in the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. All right, we're back with the bottom of the second. Fort Stockton is leading the Seminole Maidens right now 2-0, and Seminole coming to bat with Avery Gray, the catcher for the Maidens, batter number 5 coming up to the plate, followed by Zaylee Tykerobe and then Yanessa Almaguer. This is a left-handed batter here, Avery Gray, the catcher.
I thought I seen her bat both ways, but I'm not sure.
All right, here's Griselda Porras in the circle for the Prowlers, and that pitch is outside.
She throws that inside-out pitch pretty well.
Yeah, she does. 1-0 to Gray. The Prowlers coming into this game at 1-4 after the first half of district play, really needing some wins. And here's the next throw from Griselda, way outside. She may have lost control of that one a little bit. Came out with her hand kind of strange. 2-0 to Avery Gray. But Darren Andrews is on top in the district at 4-1. They looked pretty good when they came to Fort Stockton.
Man, they made some plays on defense. They robbed us of at least 3 hits.
2-0. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike called. Low outside corner, 2-1 to Gray.
That's really a good pitch right there. That low outside pitch, it kind of sweeps across because she can throw it inside out.
Got a wind kind of blowing straight out to center field right now. It's 2-1. Here's the pitch. A changeup, and it is picked up by the second baseman, by the Prowlers, and that is out number 1. Handled very nicely there by Alondra Encinas and thrown to Mia Garcia for out number 1.
We've had Aubrey Salgado playing second base, but we've been switching up the outfield a little bit, have a couple of new outfielders, and Aubrey's playing the outfield, and Alondra at second base, but great job, great play.
All right, Zaylee Tykerobe stepping to the plate, the left fielder for the Maidens, with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Here's Griselda with the pitch, and that's going to be a pop-up. It will be handled by the second baseman, but not in time. That was a very slow-moving pop-up on the infield, and that'll be a single for Zaylee Tykerobe.
Yeah, really, second baseman did a nice job of charging that and fielding it on one hop. But,
yeah. Just wasn't in time.
No. So not one of those softballs that has helium in it, and it just kind of floats forever.
All right, Yanessa Almaguer, the designated player, stepping up to the plate now for the Maidens. 1 out and a single. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, and that'll get by that second baseman again. And we just missed the play there. I'm going to call that one a single probably. It was close to being an error.
I thought it might have hit her glove, but it was tough because the runner was cutting right in front of her, and I think she might have taken her eye off the ball.
Well, Rob says a single, so he agrees with me.
That was his daughter batting. Of course he said it's a single.
Monica Maureen, the first baseman for Seminole, steps up to the plate. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. A changeup, just a bit high.
Ooh, I thought that was a...
She's really got a nice changeup, but that one was too high.
Really does.
1-0 to the first baseman, Maureen.
Her first name ought to be Army. Army Marine.
Okay. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
What do you think?
No?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
2-0 to the first baseman for Seminole. Runners at first and second with just 1 out. Now here's Griselda with the pitch. Fouled against the screen. 2-1. J.C. Washington is on deck. I'm trying to interrupt your song. It's 2-1.
Heard that in Gomer Pyle. He was a Marine.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. What was the sergeant's name?
Carter.
Yeah, that's right. Here's the pitch.
That's a strike called on the low inside corner. Nice pitch from Criselda, 2-2.
You remind me more of a Sergeant Schultz, though, than a Sergeant Carter, I think. That's what that just popped to mind.
Are you saying that I know nothing? 2-2.
I'll be Clink, though.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. That is a really important out for Criselda Porras.
That was a great changeup. I tell you, she was way out in front of that.
All right, J.C. Washington steps up to the plate now, and she's the center fielder for Seminole. 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. And that was a big strikeout for Criselda Porras. That's her second strikeout of the day. And here's Criselda with the next pitch. That one down in the turf. And a good save there by the catcher, Bella Espino. It's 1-0. Wind shifting a bit more toward left field right now.
Keeps moving around.
Yep. 1-0 to Washington. And here's the throw from Criselda. Long ball out to center field. And that is a home run by J.C. Washington. J.C. Washington will hit a 3-run homer here in the bottom of the second to put Seminole on top.
Well, that's been, we've given up way too many home runs this year. I know that. That one, we needed the wind blowing in, but it kind of died out and let it go on over.
All right, a 3-run homer for Seminole by J.C. Washington. The 9th batter in the order gives Seminole a 3-2 lead. It scores Zaylee Tykerobe from second, Yanessa Almaguer from first, and then, of course, Washington on the homer. Top of the order now for Seminole. Sonny Casada steps to the plate, reached base on an error last time up. And there are 2 outs, and that happened. That was a 2-out home run for 3 runs. There's a big hit out to center field, and that will be caught by Fort Stockton and Adamari Renteria for the 3rd out. But the damage is done. Seminole leads 3-2. We'll be back with the 3rd inning after these words.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today.
All right, Adamari Renteria steps up to the plate for the Prowlers. She's our leadoff batter to start the 3rd inning. First pitch was high and inside. It's 1-0, and there's Adamari slapping one foul. That is an M&J fast loop foul ball, and the count goes to 1-1 with Criselda Porras on deck. Well, Seminole took the lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 2nd inning on a 3-run homer by the 9th batter, J.C. Washington.
Yeah, the bottom of our order needs to pick it up.
All right, that one is fouled down the first, make that the 3rd base line by Renteria. It's another M&J fast loop foul ball, and it's 1-2 to Renteria, our center fielder, who just made the 3rd out play a few moments ago on Casades' fly ball to center. Criselda Porras on deck. Adamari singling back in the 1st inning, and that's a foul ball down in the batter's box. An M&J fast loop foul ball, still 1-2 on Adamari.
Now, they pitched her hard and in on the first couple of pitches, and now they're going low and away. Yeah, she made a nice play in center field on a hard hit to center field to end the last inning.
Automati, a left-handed batter, and the leadoff batter in our order. A few weeks ago, she certainly had the highest batting average. That is going to be a single, as the second baseman for Seminole couldn't quite get to the ball. Similar play by Seminole in that last inning. And right there, that's a single, an infield single on a pop-up fly ball by Automati Renteria, and she is very speedy on the bases and beat that out.
Yes, she is.
And here's Criselda Porras up to the plate. It was almost caught by the second baseman, by Valerie Reyes, but she couldn't quite get to it. Here's the pitch, way high to Porras, and it's 1-0 to Criselda, who reached base on an error and scored her last time up in the first inning. Coach Espino wanting a little conference with Criselda. Now's your chance to use your advanced lip reading course.
Well, he said, we bunted last time. You bunted down the third base line. He said, I want you to pull it back and try to poke it into left field.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So be ready for that.
All right, 1-0, and that's a check swing. She went around for a strike. And that was a very high pitch as well, so it's 1-1 to Criselda.
Well, he forgot to tell her unless it's high and outside, don't swing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And, I saw that when he was telling her instructions. He missed that.
Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss by Porras. Count goes to 1-2. And, Darren, this is big. The top part of our order needs to pay off for us here.
Yeah, it is, because they really played well and got a lot of hits, big hits.
Tyke Robe with a 1-2 pitch, way up high, and it goes against the screen. There's a throw out to second base, not anywhere in time. And Automati Renteria reaches second base on a wild pitch.
Well, that's pretty good, because we were trying to bunt her over to second, so now it takes a little bit of pressure off. Let's see if we can get her over to third or maybe get a base hit here.
All right, 2-2 to Criselda, and that one is fouled against the screen. That's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. Count goes to 2-2 on Criselda Porras with Mia Garcia on deck. And, of course, Criselda batting from the right-hand side.
It's my neighbor. Lives down the street from me.
All right, so Criselda at second in scoring position. Or, excuse me, Automati in scoring position. Criselda takes one outside, and it is 3-2.
Yeah, it's a bit outside. As my good buddy Bob Euchre died this past year.
Yeah, he did.
Just a bit outside.
3-2 to Criselda Porras now. Here's the pitch by Tyke Robe. A line drive right to the pitcher's mound and caught. A really good play by by Tyke Robe, the pitcher. Man, she fielded that ball with a very quick reaction at the pitcher's mound.
Caught it with her face mask. That's impressive. And then pulled her glove up and snagged it out. That was pretty good.
All right, Mia Garcia stepping to the plate now. That first pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1 to Garcia. We've got a runner in scoring position at second. That could tie the game as Seminole leads it 3-2 here in the top of the third inning with one out. 0-1 to Garcia. That one high, and 1-1 strike.
I actually thought that was a better pitch than the first one, but
Jocelyn Arcides on deck now. Garcia struck out her last time up. She's batting from the left-hand side, and that's a fly ball out to left field. Left fielder is under it, makes the catch, and we will not be able to advance the runner either.
Wow. She really got under it. The wind blowing out that way, I thought it might have a chance, but he was just hit it way too high, not quite enough angle on it.
Yeah, I've got too much under the softball on with the bat there, but Mia's got a lot of power, but she's going to have to straighten it out a little bit. Jocelyn Arcides now stepping to the plate. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes on Arcides, who singled and scored back in the first inning.
Well, she's a tough hitter. She's going to heat up, and she could knock one out easily right here.
Here's the pitch. That's another strike. Man, that was a pitch that a lot of people would like to jump on right there. 1-1. Automati had a leadoff single. Here's the pitch. And a slow swing and miss, and she was way off on that swing.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Arcides.
I think she got fooled by the pitch, and Well, it was not a good-looking swing.
Here's Tyke Robe with the pitch, fouled out on an M&J Fast-Lou foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jocelyn Arcida with Bella Espino on deck for the Prowlers. And we've got Adamari Renteria still out there at second base. And Darren, since she singled, we've had a line drive to the pitcher's mound and a fly out to left field. Here's the pitch. Down low and inside. Close. It's 2-2 to Arcidas.
Big at bat.
And Seminole leading this game 3-2, top of the 3rd inning. And here's Tyke Robe with the next pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout will end the inning. We leave one stranded in scoring position. Seminole still leads 3-2. We'll be back in just a moment.
M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martine Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
All right, Darren, we're back. And we have a 3-2 lead by the Maidens, and they're at bat once again here in the bottom of the 3rd with Zoe Tyke Robe, who flew out to right field her last time up. That first pitch is a called strike. 0-1 to Tyke Robe. Well, Darren, the home run ball has really hurt us this season, and once again we got hurt in the 2nd inning with 2 outs and a 3-run home run
with the number 9 hitter.
Yes,
those are things you don't expect, but it is, and you know, the bottom of our order needs to get some hits and help out a little bit.
Next pitch was outside. It's 1-1 on Tyke Robe with Nola C on deck, and here is Criselda high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. And you're listening to Prowler Softball on KFST, AM 860, KFST FM 94.3, KFSTradio.com, and on our YouTube page, KFST AM FM. Here's the next throw. That one is popped up out of the park, and it'll be 2-2 on Tyke Robe. Nola C is up next, the 3rd batter, followed by the cleanup batter, Valerie Reyes.
Did you say tightrope?
No.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention. I caught the end of it. I wasn't sure what you said.
And that one is high, and it's a full count on Tyke Robe.
Sounds like tightrope, though.
Yeah.
You know, the way you say it. I don't know.
They've got 2.
Maybe it's just me.
They've got 2 on the team, and you should have been listening earlier. We've said it about 100 times already.
Oh, yeah.
It's a full count, a changeup, and a line drive to the second baseman, and that is an out. And that was well done by the Fort Stockton second baseman right there, Alondra Encinas.
Really, you know what? We've done a great job on their leadoff hitters. I think last 2 innings. So that's a big out.
Well, she really got hold of that changeup, but it was a line drive right to the second baseman. Nola C steps up to the plate, 3rd batter for Seminole. There's a strike called on C, and it's 0-1. The 3rd baseman for the Maidens, and she struck out her last time up in the 1st inning. Valerie Reyes on deck. Here's Griselda with the next throw. That's a fly ball to left field. Another home run. This one by Nola C. for the Maidens. Over the left field fence.
Well, she crushed that one, and you know, that's nice that she's playing softball. You know, her family owns the drink High C, and they've made a lot of money off of that. And yet, she is here in Seminole playing softball. Nola C.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Very. You gotta like a story like that.
Well, that was a high softball, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. If it was only true. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Valerie Reyes comes up for the Maidens. Bases are empty after the home run, and that gives Seminole a 2-run lead over the Prowlers, 4-2. A changeup and a swing and a miss by Reyes. That was a good-looking changeup.
She has a really nice changeup, and it's hard to lay off, but you know, you're usually so far out in front you can't do anything with it.
Valerie Reyes struck out back in the first inning. It is 0-1, and Nola C. homers in this inning, gives Seminole a 4-2 lead. There's another changeup, low and inside. This one makes the count at 1-1. Avery Gray on deck. Wind coming in 10 to 20 miles per hour from the south. Kind of blowing out to left field right now. It's 1-1. And here's the pitch outside, 2-1. Well, Darren, your son Zane is running track down at UTSA.
He is.
He's doing well.
He is doing well, yes.
He was competing in the Texas relays against the big boys this past weekend, wasn't he?
He really was, and so
that one is fouled out. It's 2-2.
Yes, he's having.
He ran the 110 hurdles and
the
400 hurdles.
He did.
Yep.
Yep.
And at times he's running a leg on the relay team, right?
He's been scheduled on the 4x1 and the 4x4, and he's run the 200.
All right, it's a 2-2 count. The pitch, another changeup, and that's out to center field. And that is another home run, and that was on a changeup. 2 home runs in a row by the Seminole Maidens, and I don't know how much more that will throw that changeup.
Well, I tell you, that, again, that's been the biggest thing is we've given up a lot of home runs.
Well, the changeup, you know, many times is really right down the middle. It would be easy to hit if you're expecting it, but if you're not expecting it, then yeah, it's tough. But
we may overthrow it a little bit.
Yeah, I think we use it maybe a little too much. But Avery Gray, catcher for Seminole, now steps up to the plate, and she grounded out back in the second inning. Well, they've been ready for Griselda here in this third inning with 2 home runs. Nola C. and then Valerie Reyes, the batters number 3 and 4, both hit home runs. And it is now a 5-2 lead for the Seminole Maidens.
Well, and some of the bad luck is in the second inning we gave up a 3-run homer, but we should have been out of that inning. And so anyway, we need to.
All right, here comes Avery Gray, the catcher for the Maidens, a left-handed batter, grounded out to second base back in the second inning, 0 for 1. That pitch outside and low, and it's 1-0. So far today, 3 home runs hit by the Maidens, 1 for 3 runs, and 2 solo shots. That one is outside also, and 2-0 to Gray.
Really trying to throw that hard outside pitch, and it's not. It's just too far outside, a little bit low.
Avery Gray at 2-0 now. Here's the throw. Did not get the corner, and it's now 3-0 to Gray. Griselda's been hit pretty hard here in this inning with 2 home runs, and now it's 3-0 to Gray. Needs a strike. That one is outside. It'll be a walk given up to Gray.
We need a double play.
Yeah. Zaylee Tykerobe now steps to the plate, and she singled her last time up. Zaylee is the left fielder for the Maidens, and she singled and scored back in the second inning. Gray is out there at first base. Looks like she will run the bases. And here's Griselda with the pitch. Low and inside, and it's ball 1.
Yeah, she's staying away from that changeup now and throwing that low pitch and going to get a visit to the mound.
Yeah, here comes Coach Espino out to the mound. We'll have a visit by him. We'll be back in a moment.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
All right, it's 1-0 to Zaylee Tycrow. Just had a visit to the mound by Coach Manny Espino. There's a swing and a miss, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Tycrow.
Well, I was reading his lips, and he said, don't be afraid to go inside on that. You don't have to throw the perfect pitch. So let's see if that helps.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. No. Short and sweet, and he left.
That is a base hit out into left field. That'll be a blooper by Zaylee Tycrow. And here's going to be runners at the corners as Zaylee Tycrow has a blooper into right field. And Avery Gray on the play, the catcher, goes all the way to third base. So that's not what we were instructed to do, was it?
Well, she brought it in. She wasn't throwing a ball. She didn't want to walk anyone else.
All right, Yanessa Almaguer, the designated player, steps up for Seminole. She singled and scored her last time up in the second inning. Seminole with 2 runners aboard again here, and that's a swing and a miss. And that is a throw out to second base, and the runner is going to come in from third base on the mishandled ball out at second.
Man, that was a good play out at second. We should have caught that and had a chance, but anyway, we didn't make the play.
I'm not sure if the error was on the shortstop or the second baseman, but nevertheless, that scores another run. And Zaylee Tycrow goes all the way to third base on that play. And it's 0-1 to Almaguer, I believe. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2 on the designated player, Almaguer. Having some trouble here in the third inning, Darren, with 2 home runs, a walk, and a single, and an error.
A trifecta.
And here's the pitch. Oh, and that's going to hit the batter in the shoulder. And so now we've got even more trouble. Monica Maureen now steps to the plate, and Darren still only 1 out here in the third. And Seminole poised for a big inning here. Monica Maureen stepping to the plate. I believe it is. Let's see. Is it number 10 out there? Okay. And she struck out back in the second inning. Runners at the corners for the Maidens with 1 out. And they're probably going to try to get Almaguer over there to second base.
Probably.
All right, Griselda Porras pitching for the Prowlers. Here's the throw. That's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 to Maureen. She's gotten a few of those nice low inside strikes. 0-1 to Maureen. Runners at the corners, 1 out, Darren. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled out. Count goes to 0-2.
Be a good time for a strikeout right here.
Need it badly. Prowlers are now trailing in this game by a score of 6-2. Seminole scores 3 runs in the second, 3 runs in the third. And just 1 out here. We have committed an error in this inning as well. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The runner goes to second base, uncontested.
Uncontested?
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Griselda checks her wristband, getting ready for the next pitch. Here's the throw. And that's going to be a base hit into right field. That'll be in the corner. 1 run will come in. 2 runs will come in for the Maidens on a single into right field by Monica Maureen. Man, you couldn't place the ball much better than that.
Yeah, that was right on the line. It was tailing away low. No, really a nice job by the right fielder, Aubrey Salgado, just to get over there, cut it off, and hold that to a single.
And Seminole has increased their lead to 8-2 over the Prowlers with a big inning here in the third. Still just one out. And here's J.C. Washington, the young lady who had a home run, a 3-run homer back in the second inning. And here's Criselda with the pitch. That's down low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Giving up a 3-run homer to your number 9 hitter, that's with 2 outs. That was tough.
1-0 to Washington, the center fielder. And here's Porras with the pitch. That one is up high. 2-0 to Washington.
I have a feeling we're going to see a different pitcher maybe next inning.
Could be.
Just to change it up.
Yeah, maybe. But, you know, they hit our other pitcher pretty hard, too.
They did the first 4 innings. They didn't hit her the last 2. So
and here's Washington. Washington with a high pitch is now 3-0.
Ooh.
Criselda has walked 1 and hit 1 with a pitch here in this inning, given up 2 homers, 2 singles, and we've committed an error as well. There's a pitch. That one is popped up into center field, and there's Adamari Renteria catching that one finally for out number 2. All right, now we go to the top of the order for the Maidens. This is the 9th batter they brought to the plate here in the 3rd inning.
Wow.
And Sonny reached base on an error in the first and flew out to center field in the second. Runner aboard at first base for the Maidens with 2 outs now. And Seminole now leading 8-2. Here's the pitch outside, 1-0. The 9th batter brought to the plate in 1 inning. That's never good news.
Oh.
1-0 to Casares. And here's the throw. It's a changeup. And it gets by the catcher, which is rare, and it will allow Monica Maureen to go to second base.
Looked like she was storming the beaches there, that Marine, going to second. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
1-0 to Casares.
That's the thought that popped into my mind.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Criselda Porras with a really nice fielding play and throws her out at first base for out number 3. Seminole scores 5 runs, though, in this inning, and they lead 8-2 over the Prowlers. We'll be back in a moment.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
All right, we're back now, and the Prowlers, Darren, are needing some runs. We're down by 6 runs going into the 4th inning, and we cannot wait till the late innings. We've got to start making things happen now.
Let's hit a home run on the leadoff homer. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Bella Espino stepping to the plate for the Prowlers. And that's pretty good speed there shown by Tycrobe on an outside pitch, though. It's 1-0.
I think she's throwing harder than she was in her first appearance we saw her.
Yep. Bella had a double against the left field fence back in the first inning. And that one is popped out of the park. And the count goes to 1-1 on the freshman, Bella Espino. Demaya Vaughn is on deck.
Bella is a great catcher. I mean, with the bat behind the plate, she's done a really nice job.
Let's see if we've got any scores coming in today. All right, here's the pitch. Kind of a wild one there, and it'll be a 2-1 pitch. Monahans is leading Pecos 3-0 after 2 complete innings. We don't have any reported score from Andrews and Greenwood. Oh, they're playing at 7.
They may be near that sewer plant, and they all fell over or something. You know, we drive past that, and it's just enough to make you sick.
Here's one that is a foul ball out to the left field area. It's now 2-2.
Sewer. Speaking of foul, wow, that all went together pretty well. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That's why I didn't go Friday night. It's hard to drive past that for me.
It's always rough too when you're smelling that and eating a Whataburger. You know, that's
yeah,
not
it really
good.
is. It's
2-2 to Bella Espino.
Or a sewer dog.
Here's
something.
the pitch, and it's a check swing, a strikeout by Espino on that check swing, Darren.
Man, she really got a hold of that one, but just foul, and now she's out on a check swing.
Okay, Demaya Vaughn now stepping to the plate, and she flew out to left field her last time up.
I bet she bunts it. What do you bet? I bet she bunts it down the third base line.
She's showing bunt, and the pitch is a strike, 0-1. And this umpire has a little bit more liberal strike zone, and that's okay with me.
Well, you know, all those years in the North Pole watching snowballs, he just hasn't adjusted.
Here's the pitch. That one down low and inside.
Like, well, that's what Frosty, I used to give Frosty that one, so I'm going to give this pitcher that strike zone.
All right, 1-1 to Demaya Vaughn. Rob is all of these people in the press box having to put up with you tonight. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one is out. No, it's a strike called. Wow, that one. We talked about liberal. That's very liberal. 1-2 to Demaya Vaughn.
Well, he's probably thinking of getting one of those reindeer burgers.
Here's the pitch. Outside and high, 2-2.
Wait. Oh, yeah, that was outside.
Yeah. Well, we've got one out. Bella Espino struck out to start the inning, and we're down by 6 runs, 8-2 to the Maidens in the top of the 4th. That one is popped up out of the park on an M&J fast lube foul ball. Still 2-2 on Vaughn.
James Vaughn.
Did you say you wanted to buy a vowel earlier? With
Yeah, I
Demaya?
did. Demaya. Where's the I? Or D-E or something.
Yep. 2-2. That one is fouled off. The Catholic priest in Fort Stockton's missing a vowel too. Njoku. That's
Njoku.
Njoku, right?
Isn't that tennis player? Hey, Demaya, missed most of last year after that knee injury.
Well,
so it's good to have her back.
She had a torn ACL, didn't she?
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That one is
down
hit. Low, and she got hit, yes. And so that'll be Demaya on board at first base, hit by the pitch, and Alondra Encinas will step to the plate.
She got hit in the ACL, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yes.
Rob is asking if you can spell ACL.
Well, let me sound it out.
It's a trick question. Alondra Encinas, a ground out back in the second inning. She's 0 for 1, now stepping to the plate.
For a long time, I called it Ackle, but I found out that's not right.
That one is fouled out. It's 0-1 to Encinas.
I'd let Demaya still second right here. I would.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to see if we can rattle the pitcher a little bit, get her thinking. And Demaya's speedy.
But at the same time, you need base runners. So,
yeah, but they're way off. Look, shortstop can't get over there and cover that. There's no way.
That one is fouled out of the park, and
but we also
up against the screen. It's an M&J fast loop foul ball, 0-2.
But we also don't need an easy play at second. Look how far they are from second. She can beat them to second.
All right, 0-2 to Encinas. here's the pitch. High and outside to Encinas, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now with Alondra Molina on deck.
Come on, Cinder, Coach. Cinder, I'm calling it stolen base right here.
And here's the throw. That's going to be a line drive to the shortstop, and they're going to get a double play right there on the Prowlers. And that will do it for Fort Stockton after a line drive catch by the shortstop relayed to first for the double play. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8284 Triple G Supply and Services.
All right, we're back with more Prowler softball. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And, Darren, the Prowlers have not been able to score since the 1st inning. We scored 2 runs in that inning and have not been able to score since then. And Seminole now leading 8-2. They've scored 3 runs in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, and mainly by the home run ball.
Well, it has. I mean, they've had the big hit and up and down the order.
Zoe Tykerobe up to the plate, and here's a ground ball to the shortstop, and Demaya Vaughn throws to Mia Garcia for out number 1. And that's a good defensive play.
Really is. Demaya's a great shortstop, and Criselda's a great shortstop. That's our pitcher. So,
all right, Nola C stepping to the plate, and Darren, she struck out back in the 1st and then had a home run, a solo homer in the 3rd.
I remember that. Oh, yeah, here we come.
And here's Criselda with the pitch. Ground ball taken by the Fort Stockton 3rd baseman, and a really nice play by Jocelyn Arcides over to Mia Garcia for out number 2. So that a couple of nice defensive plays to start this inning. That looks a little better.
Really was, and that was both shots were nice hits, but what great fielding Jocelyn and Demaya have done.
Mm-hmm.
Good job of Mia over at first base handling those throws.
All right, Valerie Reyes now, who had also a home run back in the 3rd inning, a solo homer, and a swing and a miss on Reyes, and it's 0-1. Reyes struck out in the 1st and then homered in the 3rd. She is the 2nd baseman for the Maidens, batting from the right-hand side. Here's Criselda with the pitch, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are 2 outs here in the 4th, and Seminole leading 8-2.
I do think the coach told Criselda and the catcher, you're throwing too many changeups.
Yeah. 1-1. And here's the throw. That's a strike on the outside corner. And if you can get strike calls like that, why not?
No,
it's 1-2.
Yeah, don't throw a changeup over the middle when you got a wide zone.
Yeah. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Reyes. Here's Criselda with the next throw, and that is foul tipped. They're going to make the throw out to first base for the strikeout. So it's a 3-up and 3-down inning, the first one we've had against Seminole tonight. We'll be back. It's 8-2 Seminole, back after these words.
Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Prowler Softball on Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the postage shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Well, as we come back to the fifth inning, Darren, we have a 2-0 count on Alondra Molina.
1-1.
Oh, it's 1-1, okay. Swing and a miss right there. So is now, what, 1 ball, 2 strikes?
That is correct. Your addition always amazes me.
Well, this umpire, sometimes I'm not sure about his strike zone.
But he makes great toys.
And that's a blooper out to right field.
I think
and a great catch.
Oh.
A great catch by that right fielder for the Maidens. Boy, that's very nice play. Sliding in there for the catch was Arlette Nava. I believe that's who that is out there in Oh, it's Almaguer, who is now out in right field. Yanessa Almaguer.
You know, that's German for great catch. Almaguer. I didn't know if you knew that.
Aubrey Salgado, here's the pitch. That's a bunt on the infield. Pitcher picks it up and makes a low throw. And Aubrey will try to make it to second base, and she slides in safely.
That was a really nice play by Aubrey. Heads up, base running too. A nice bunt. And the pitcher killed about 5 worms. She spiked it right into the ground halfway to first base.
Now that'll be an error on the pitcher, and that will be a 2-base error.
I don't know if she'd have made the play, but it certainly gave an extra base.
Adamari Renteria now stepping to the plate, back to the top of our order. And that's going to be a blooper into left field, a base hit, and that will roll past the left fielder. And here comes a run coming home for the Prowlers. And we're going to have an attempted in-the-park home run, and that is a Adamari Renteria with a beautiful in-the-park home run.
Yeah, I tell you, the left fielder didn't judge the spin on that. I mean, it looks like it's coming at you, and then it shot off to the left and went all the way to the fence in foul territory. What a great placement on that hit.
So that's an in-the-park home run by Adamari Renteria, and that cuts the lead a little bit. Now Seminole leading 8-4 here in the top of the fifth inning, and Criselda Porras will step to the plate.
Yeah, we've got all of our big bats coming up, so let's see if we can get some runs here.
Criselda reached base on an error back in the first inning and scored a run, and then flew out to the pitcher in the third inning. Here's the pitch. But she's still looking for her first base hit. That pitch is up high. 1-0 to Criselda.
Made the catcher mad, so she threw it back high. Did you see that? It's kind of funny.
1-0 now to Porras, our pitcher tonight. And here's Tykerobe with the throw. And that's going to be a line drive out to left center field by Porras. And it is on the warning track. She's going to try to stretch it out into a double, and she does. Criselda Porras with a double, into left center field, and that's another M&J Trucking Company base hit.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see these pitches a lot better. And really, we've had 3 batters now tag. Last inning, we hit a couple of good shots. It's just right at somebody.
All right, Mia Garcia stepping to the plate now, and she has yet to have a base hit tonight with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. That one is outside and high, 1-0 to Garcia.
Well, she had a long ball all the way to the warning track, and get a little bit more on it. Let's get a 2-run homer.
That one is way high to Mia Garcia, 2-0. Runner aboard at second is Criselda Porras with a double. Adamari Renteria with an in-the-park homer, scoring 2 runs. Here's the pitch. That one is outside and low, and that ball gets away from the catcher, and it will be Criselda Porras going all the way to third base on a pass ball.
Well, Criselda's really tough. Tough player.
3-0 now to Garcia, I believe, with Jocelyn Arcides on deck.
Well, we got some big bats coming up. We could score 2 or 3 more runs. That's what happens. You need a big inning.
That's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 now to Garcia.
I like that call. Take at least 1. But, when you have a chance to have a big inning, you need it, and we need a big inning.
Here's the pitch. And here's a pop-up, and it's in shallow left field.
She's going to drop it.
And that is going to be dropped by Seminole out there. And that was a tough play to make, but that's going to be a double by Mia Garcia. Or are they going to rule that an error, perhaps?
Well, she never saw it. You could tell by the way she's holding her glove up. She never saw that ball, and now she's down. She fell awkwardly.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get her glove up over her head and find it. It did hit her in the glove, so I don't know. Technically, I think that's an error, but I know she was struggling with that, seeing that ball.
All right, so that's Mia Garcia knocking in a run right there.
The
Prowlers are now trailing 8-5 to the Seminole Maidens, and there is a player down for Seminole as she was hit with the softball there. We'll be back in a moment with more Prowler softball.
Get enrolled today for the My Rewards program at Amistad Motors. Earn points that can be used not only in service, but also to purchase accessories. For every new vehicle, you can earn up to 10,000 points, which can go towards oil changes or any other service you might need. Amistad Motors, 2110 West Dickinson. Call 336-9000.
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
All right, Darren, we're back in the 5th inning, and a Seminole center fielder, I believe, is still down out there. I believe she got hit in the head or in the face with that softball that was hit by Mia Garcia.
There's a lot of blood. I can see it.
Well, Mia Garcia doubles and Criselda Porras doubles, a home run in the park by Adamari Renteria to score 2. And the Prowlers have scored 3 runs here in the 5th inning. And now we trail 8-5 to the Maidens here in the top of the 5th inning with just 1 out. And they're still attending to the center fielder, I believe, for Seminole.
Well, they're talking it over now as they make a replacement. Yeah, the center fielders look like she has a nosebleed, and but there it is. I think she couldn't see the ball. It was a sky-high shot. It was coming straight down. She had her glove up over her face, trying to see it, and I couldn't tell. I think it hit her head or glove and everything else. But anyway, it was a. She never saw the ball.
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment. We've got more Prowler softball coming up. The Prowlers trailing now 8-5 with 1 out in the 5th. 3 runs have scored for the Prowlers here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday it's the hamburger basket. And Friday it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
Big Bend Concrete, the #1 provider of concrete for residential and commercial construction projects in the Big Bend area, has a fleet of conventional as well as volumetric trucks, along with a state-of-the-art concrete batch plant. Their goal is to deliver the highest quality concrete in an efficient, timely manner, no matter the size of the project. The team at BBC is ready to help you get the job done. Big Bend Concrete, solid.
Hi, Dr. Boyne-Polly here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248. or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
All right, Darren, we're back in the 5th inning, still just 1 out on the Prowlers, and we've had quite a long time out here in this game for tending to J.C. Washington, the center fielder for Seminole, who was injured on the play. And they're cleaning, I believe they're cleaning blood off the turf out there because she did maybe have a nosebleed. I'm not sure what happened, but she did bleed quite a bit, and we hope that young lady is okay. Jocelyn Arcides will be stepping to the plate for the Prowlers whenever play resumes. But we've had, Darren, a fly out to right field for an out and then an error on Seminole on a low throw to first base. That got Aubrey Salgado on deck. Then Adamari Renteria with an in-the-park home run out into the left field corner. And then Criselda Porras doubled. And pass ball got her to third, and then Mia Garcia doubled, and that scored another run. So the Prowlers having some success here in the top of the 5th, now trailing Seminole 8-5 with 1 out, and still cleaning up that blood out there in left center.
Yeah, I used to, when I'd play a little bit of ball, when the ball got up in the sun and you couldn't see it, I usually yelled, somebody else catch it, and I ran the other way because you really, you don't want to get hit by that thing.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, so still a timeout on the field, and we'll be back in a moment. We've got more Prowler softball coming up. Right now it's 8-5, Seminole on top. Top of the 5th inning with 1 out, Prowlers at bat. We'll be back in a moment.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Cactus Health is your one-stop healthcare facility. They care, offering quality health care for you and your family, including health education, hearing screenings, adult and children immunizations, minor x-rays, postpartum care, OB care, prenatal services, men's and women's health, and lab services. Cactus Health, located at 700 North Main Street. Call 336-8110 for information and appointments. Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terrasses at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc.
All right, we have had some changes necessitated by the injury to J.C. Washington, the center fielder for Seminole. Arlette Nava is now the left fielder, and Yanessa Almaguer is in right field. And, of course, we have Zaylee Tykerobe, I believe, now in center. So those are the changes. All right, here we go with Jocelyn Arcidas stepping to the plate. First pitch from Tykerobe is way high, and it's 1-0. So, Darren, we've seen an in-the-park home run, a double, and another double in a row here by the Prowlers. And the pitch, that one fouled against the screen, count 1-1. So we've had three in a row, M&J Trucking Company base hits. That was just an M&J fast lube foul ball.
Yeah, I tell you, she got a good piece of that. I think, I really think they're seeing the ball much better from this pitcher.
Mia Garcia at second base now. Here's the pitch, way high, and Mia will take third base on a wild pitch.
Well, you know, when you have a chance at a big inning, you really, you know, keep the pressure up. Let's keep the ball in play, keep getting hits.
All right, 2-1 to Jocelyn Arcidas. Here's the pitch from Tykerobe. It's too high, 3-1 now on Arcidas. And, of course, the Prowlers do need base runners, Darren, trailing by 3 runs, 8-5 here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That was a good pitch, and Jocelyn just swung right through it.
Yeah, I think she took a little off of that. Bit of a changeup, and I think she was way ahead of it.
Full count on Arcidas with Bella Espino on deck. That one fouled out. That's an M&J fast lube foul ball, and it's 3-2 on Arcidas, who has singled and scored in the first inning and then struck out in the third.
Well, we need, take a little off, put this ball in play, try to drive it into left.
Here's the throw. A little bit too low, and it's a walk given up to Jocelyn Arcidas.
Wow, now we got our home run hitter up, so really have a chance to tie this game up with one swing.
All right, Bella Espino, who doubled back in the first and struck out in the fourth. And she steps up to the plate, had that big double off the left center field fence back in the first. Runners at the corners, Darren, we may try to get Jocelyn to second base. We'll see. That pitch down low and inside from Tykerobe, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, Jocelyn got pretty decent speed over there at first. Talked to her mom before the game, was hoping for a big game.
All right, 1-0. Here's the pitch. And here's a pop-up into shallow center field. The shortstop is there, makes the catch, and everybody stays right where they are.
Well, that hurt. Yeah, that was tough.
All right, here comes Demaya Vaughn after the pop-up to shallow center field and caught by the Seminole shortstop right there, Sonny Casares. And Demaya Vaughn up to the plate. She shows bunt. And pulls out of it. That pitch high and inside, 1-0 to Vaughn. 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th with Fort Stockton trailing Seminole 8-5.
Well, it's time for another wild pitch. I'm going to call for the wild pitch.
That's going to be a ground ball taken by the third baseman, and it is a good throw over to first for the third out. We leave 2 stranded, and it is now 8-5. Seminole on top going to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in a moment.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Kobe Terrasses, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591.
We're back with more Prowler softball. And we have the bottom of the fifth coming up with Avery Gray stepping up for the Maidens. And she's the batting from the left-hand side. She's the catcher. And that first pitch a little outside, I believe. 1 ball and no strikes to Gray. Gray has grounded out, and then she has walked and scored.
Well, ever since that visit, we've seen less change-ups, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And the pitch, down low and outside.
And she's got a great change-up, but
she does. But
that's
it's
probably once per batter, maybe twice. But
I wouldn't even say that.
I said that. And the pitch.
Here's the next throw. That one outside once again. And it's a 3-0 count, if I'm not mistaken, on Gray.
Yeah, you don't want to walk, and the catcher's going to go out. And
well, after 5 complete innings, Monahans is leading Pecos 3-2 in softball.
Wow.
We do not have a score coming in from Greenwood Andrews at all.
I think they said they play at 7.
That's right. It starts at 7. That's right.
They've got to wait for the sewer to shut down after that 5 o'clock traffic and kind of allow people to, get there.
Here's the pitch. Ground. No, it's a line drive to Demaya Vaughn, who catches that line drive for out number 1. Good job there by Demaya.
Well, that's great because that was a 3-0 pitch. And I tell you, she hit it. But the catcher went out and told her, throw strikes. Don't walk the leadoff batter. And
honestly, that's 5 batters in a row retired. Actually, 6 batters in a row retired by Griselda Porras after the adjustment was made, I think, in her pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch now, and that one is a strike called. Wow.
Yeah, I think the main
0-1
deal,
on Tyke-Robe.
You can't lean on a changeup as your main pitch. It's you got to fool people with it.
All right, Zaylee Tyke-Robe, the center fielder, singled twice and has scored twice in this game. Here's Griselda with the pitch. That's going to be a base hit into shallow right field for Tyke-Robe, and it's a single.
I think that's the second one that she's hit like that.
So that is 3 singles in a row for Zaylee Tyke-Robe, who is now playing in center field. And let's see. We've got Yanessa Almaguer, who is the right fielder, now stepping up to the plate. She has singled and been hit by a pitch tonight, and she scored twice.
She had an unbelievable catch in right field.
Here's the pitch. That one foul tipped, and it's 0-1 on Almaguer with a runner at first with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Seminole leading 8-5 over the Prowlers.
Beautiful day here in Seminole.
It's been going, game been going now for about an hour and a half, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. 2 more innings to go. 0-1 to Almaguer. Here's the Griselda Porras pitch. Here's a pop-up into right field. And can we get to it? No.
Oh, my goodness.
And not only do we miss the catch, we misplay the ball a bit.
Oh, my goodness.
And so that is just a mistake there by the Prowlers.
It may have been another one where they just couldn't see it because that ball should have easily been caught. It was up there, but no one got to it.
So that is Aubrey Salgado, who cannot make the play out there, did not run up quite quickly enough, and second baseman could not make the catch either, as they were both trying. But there's runners at the corners now with 1 out, and that is that's the kind of defensive play you've got to make. There's a pitch, a swing and a miss. And I believe this is Monica Morin up to the plate.
And that may even be a ball that the center fielder has to find and go get, because that's That's a tough field from right field coming into the sun.
And the first base runner goes to second, uncontested. It's 0-1 to Maureen, the first baseman.
Well, she did that on the hit.
And here's the pitch. Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah, she did that on
You're
the
right.
hit. She saw that, the ball was hung up forever.
Oh,
she
you're
just
right.
kept running.
Yeah, you're right. 0-2 to Maureen.
This would be a big strikeout here. We need it.
Yep.
We need a big strikeout.
Runners in scoring position at second and third, and Seminole leading by 3.
Change up to right here. Maybe.
Here's the throw. And that was a changeup, but it was low. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was really a pretty nice pitch, just a little off. I'm surprised the batter didn't swing at it.
Maureen 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a strikeout. Runners in scoring position with 1 out. Strikeout would be big here. Here's the throw. Down low.
That's a pretty good pitch on 2-1. I like it, or 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes now on Maureen. Griselda Porras looking for the pitch on her wristband. And here's the throw. That one fouled out. It's still 2-2.
I'd go, the umpire likes that wide side. I would throw a wide pitch to the right and see if you can get her looking.
If I'm not mistaken, it's Kinley Kirk on deck for Seminole, which will be the first time she would have batted tonight. There's a pitch.
Ooh.
Oh, that looked.
It was.
Yeah, it was a strikeout. I thought it was a good pitch, and it was. That was a strikeout on Monica Maureen. That's a good pitch there from Griselda Porras.
Yeah, we got the old Santa slow motion on that call out.
Kinley Kirk stepping to the plate now, replacing that center fielder, J.C. Washington, after the injury.
Oh, timeout. Says, hey, wait a minute here. You're holding the bat wrong. Oh, no, wait a minute. He's doing something.
Well, I think that he's making sure the umpire knows who this player is, making the change in the lineup. So Kinley Kirk stepping up to the plate as the 9th batter to replace Washington, who, in fact, had a home run in this game. It was a 3-run homer back in the 2nd inning, and she also flew out to center, so now we've got a new batter here. Runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. This is a huge at-bat right here, and a huge
really is.
pitch here for Griselda Porras. Here's the throw by Griselda, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-1.
See, that's the pitch. He likes the wide strike. I would keep it outside on all 3 pitches. And
all right, it's 0-1 to Kirk. Fort Stockton trying to keep this game fairly close at 8-5. Seminole on top. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled up against the screen. 0-2 now on Kirk.
If I throw a changeup, I'm throwing one that drops at the plate.
All right, 0-2 on Kinsley Kirk. Griselda Porras taking the pitch signal. Here's the throw. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout will end the inning with 2 stranded. And so it remains 8-5. Fort Stockton trailing. We'll be back in just a moment.
The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC.
This is Fort Stockton ISD Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Jeremy Hickman.
And this is Superintendent Dr. Gabe Zamora.
We expect great things this school year.
Our commitment to delivering exceptional educational services remains steadfast.
We're proud of our students and their achievements and are thrilled to once again offer FSISD sports broadcast for those who can't be there in person.
Let's all work together to make this year the best one yet. Panthers and Prowlers, lead the way.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears, have an aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
All right, as we come back, here is a ground ball by Fort Stockton's Alondra Encinas, and she is thrown out at first base for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. And the Prowlers are trailing 8-5, and Darren needing some runs.
Well, that was an unbelievable play. The second baseman, that's a tough play. She's running back across, and really, I didn't think she was going to field it cleanly, but she did.
Valerie Reyes fielding it nicely there to Monica Morin for out number 1. That's a foul ball by Molina, and the count goes to 0-1 on our designated player. And Alondra has struck out and flown out to right tonight, so she is 0 for 2. Batter number 8 in our order.
She's doing a big hit. She's really hit the ball hard.
That one fouled out. Count goes to 0-2, and that's an Image fast loop foul ball. Aubrey Salgado on deck.
I think Aubrey started our last rally.
Yeah, she reached base on an error. 0-2 to Molina. Here's the pitch by Tycrobe. That's a wild pitch, and the count goes to 1-2. That's I don't know if that was supposed to be a changeup or what, but it was certainly a changeup.
I think that's that ball we saw earlier that was floating, the one that's full of helium. And, you know, it just doesn't come down.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Molina. Here's the throw. That one popped up out of the park. Another M&J fast loop foul ball. The Panthers will be playing Seminole at 7 o'clock tonight across the way, and it looks like the JV game is still going on. Looks like 14-8, Seminole's JV leading.
No, it's 19-0.
Is it?
Yes.
That is a grounder to the pitcher's mound, thrown over to first base in time. Is that right? 19-0?
Yes,
oh,
it is 19-0.
All right. Aubrey Salgado stepping up to the plate now with 2 outs, and Darren, Seminoles made quick work of the 7th and 8th batters.
Well, they have, yeah. JV game, you know, the only good news is they missed 2 extra points, but they've got 3 touchdowns. So, been a tough game.
That's
a lot.
That's a lot. But it's interesting because I see 3, 6, and 1. Is that what I see on 3, 5, and 1?
Yeah, but that's supposed to be a 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's 1-0 to Salgado. Here's Tycrobe, and that's a foul ball out of the park by Salgado, and it's 1-1 on an M&J fast loop foul ball. Well, we're in the top of the 6th inning. We're getting close to the end of the ball game, Darren. We've only got 4 more outs to work with.
Oh, yes. We need hits.
1-1 to Salgado now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Salgado, way behind that pitch, and it's 1-2. We have any other updated scores? Pecos and Monahan's game?
I haven't seen any.
Okay. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Aubrey Salgado. I believe Monahan's was leading by 1, right?
Well, that was the last score I saw. Let me see if I see anything else here.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah. After 5, it was Monahan's 3, Pecos 2. So it'd be nice to see Pecos win that game. We need some teams losing ahead of us.
I think we need Pecos to lose, honestly, but I don't know.
Well, I think
1 ball, 2 strikes on Salgado. We're tied for Pecos in last place right now.
True.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Salgado.
We can beat them later.
Here's the throw. That is too high. It's 2-2 now to Aubrey, our right fielder.
There was a song, I think, by Leon Russell. I'm up on the Tycrobe. Have you ever heard that?
No, I'm afraid not. Here's the
sure.
pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will be Seminole having a 3-up, 3-down inning against the Prowlers. So now we go to the bottom of the 6th with Seminole on top, 8-5. We'll be back in a moment.
Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field. For portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers, contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools.
All right, as we come back in the sixth inning, Sonny Casares at the top of the order for Seminole gets a single on the first pitch. And it's right up the middle, past the second baseman. It's a single all the way there for Sonny Casares, and she'll be at first base. And the leadoff batter aboard for the Maidens in the sixth. Zoe Tykerobe stepping to the plate for the Maidens now. She is 0 for 3 tonight with a fly out to right and a pop up to second base, and then a ground out to shortstop. There's a foul ball out of the park by Tykerobe, and it's 0-1. Runner aboard at first with nobody out. Seminole on top, 8-5, as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning.
I'd move our center fielder in on this batter.
Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss.
I would move our center fielder into the S because it's this one or the other one. It's hit a couple of bloopers just past second base into the shallow outfield.
Nola C on deck. It's 0-2 to Tykerobe. Runner aboard at first is Casares. The shortstop, here's the pitch. A swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout by Griselda Porras. Nice job there, and it's one down. And the runner, Casares at first, stays right there. Nola C stepping up to the plate now. She's the third batter in their order, the third baseman. She's had a home run tonight, 1 out of 3, with a strikeout and a ground out, and then a homer in the third. Here's the pitch. A changeup is outside, and it's 1-0.
Well, he's got her right now, the last two batters, starting them off with changeups and then coming back with her harder pitches, and so far it worked.
1 ball, no strikes on C. Here's the throw, and that one is fouled out. Count 1-1 on C. Casares still out there at first base with 1 out. She got a leadoff single here in the sixth.
Pitching has been much better, I tell you, after the 2 big innings.
And that one is fouled against the screen. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, and I think part of Griselda didn't pitch last year. We need to develop some pitching, get a little consistency, figure out what we're going to do. You really got to learn how to change speeds in softball because they can jump on it.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes on C, the third baseman. Here's the pitch. And that is down a little low, 2-2. Valerie Reyes on deck, who also had a home run back in the third. They've not had any runs since the third. They scored 5 runs there.
Well, the worst shot was a 2-out, 3-run homer from the number 9 hitter.
Here's the pitch. That one popped up. It'll be out of the park. And still 2-2 on C. Brian Legan, the softball coach for Seminole, and Manny Espino, the first-year head coach for the Prowlers, finished the first half of district play against Greenwood the other night. There's a changeup and a swing and a miss, and that is 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Her first pitch was a changeup, and then nothing but hard shots, and then came back with a changeup for the strikeout. And I like that. You know, don't let them see the same speed twice. Keep them apart.
And that is 8 strikeouts tonight by Criselda Porras. Here's the pitch. That one popped up, and it's out of the park. It's 0-1.
I like it. I think she was looking for maybe a changeup and waited a bit on it, and she was behind.
0-1 to Valerie Reyes, who also homered in the 3rd inning. I believe this is Reyes up to the plate, right? Number 0.
I believe you're right.
And here's the pitch. Too high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fort Stockton will have to have at least 3 runs in the 7th.
Yeah, not driving in that run from 3rd with 1 out really hurt.
1 ball, 1 strike on Valerie Reyes. And here's the throw. And that's a ball that is snagged by Mia Garcia. She missed the catch on the fly ball, but did tag the base for the 3rd out. And so that will do it. Fort Stockton will go to the 7th, needing 3 runs. We'll be back in a moment.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601.
Well, Darren, we're going to the 7th inning. This is do or die time now for the Prowlers. In order to have a chance in this game, we've got to score 3 runs. And right now we're down 8-5. And if we don't, of course, it'll be over in 6.5. So Adamari Renteria steps up to the plate. Had a good evening so far.
Really has. Had a great shot last inning, last at bat.
And that's a bouncer right up the middle for a base hit by Adamari. She keeps the magic going here with 4 for 4 tonight, 2 singles and an in-the-park home run and another single here. So 3 singles and a homer for Adamari.
Well, she's done a lot better job of getting on top of the ball, because earlier she'd hitting some little flares to shortstop, but now she's doing a good job of hitting.
All right, Criselda Porras now stepping to the plate. She's reached base twice tonight. There's a single up the 3rd base line, and that runner is safe. They say the first baseman was off the bag.
Yeah, the throw pulled her off just a little bit, and she looked over to second, and I think that caused her to rush her throw a little bit. There was no play at second.
So Mia Garcia will step to the plate for the Prowlers, and one swing of the bat here by Mia could tie the game. And we have no outs in the 7th with 2 runners aboard. Here's the pitch, way up high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Mia had that towering fly ball that got up in the sun, couldn't be caught last at bat.
Mia 1 out of 3 tonight. Here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Almost hit Mia right there. It was way inside and high. Now it's 2-0. So a single by Adamari. She's at second, and Criselda on the error is at first. 2-0. Here's the throw, and it's way high. Good eye there by Mia Garcia, and it's 3-0.
I wouldn't swing at any of these. I load the bases and let's play ball.
8-5. Fort Stockton trailing, but now 2 runners aboard here in the 7th with nobody out.
Well, we've done after the Coach Espino talked to our pitcher on how to pitch these batters. She's really done a nice job, thrown 3 straight no-run innings.
All right, 3-0 now to Mia Garcia. Here's the pitch by Tykerobe. A swing and a miss by Mia, and she was swinging for the fence right there.
Yeah, I think she knew she was going to get a pitch to hit, and she wanted it.
3-1 now on Garcia. Left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's going to be a pop-up, and the shortstop is under it, and that one is caught very easily by the shortstop for out number 1. And she needed, again, a little bit, to hit that ball a little more squarely.
Yeah, I think she's gotten under, all 3 of her shots today, maybe under them just a little bit.
Yep. Jocelyn Arcida stepping to the plate. She has walked, she's singled, and struck out tonight and scored 1 run. She's a junior third baseman. And here's the pitch. That's low and outside on Jocelyn, 1-0.
Well, the best news is we have 2 runners on, and we have 2 really good home run hitters at bat.
All right, Jocelyn Arcidas at the plate. Here's the pitch. Way outside and high. 2-0 now to Arcidas. Prowlers need 3 runs. We've got 1 out now here in the 7th. 2 runners aboard at first and second. Got to have 3 runs. Here's the pitch. That one fouled against the screen. It's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball. We had an M&J Trucking Company base hit by Adamari Renteria to start it off. 2-1 now to Arcidas. And the Panthers will be getting underway in baseball pretty soon. Here's a ground ball taken by the shortstop, and I believe they did record the out at second, so we'll have runners at the corners on a fielder's choice by Jocelyn Arcidas.
Yeah, pretty good play there. I mean, a hard hit, but the shortstop, I guess, really made a nice throw to second for the out.
All right, Bella Espino, if she can home run here, she would tie the game, and that's what we need, of course. She doubled back in the first, struck out in the 4th, and flew out in the 5th to shortstop.
Yeah, we've been under these pitches.
There's Bella, and there's a ground ball. Third baseman will field it, and they did record the out. And so that will do it for the Fort Stockton Prowlers here in this inning, and that is a win for the Seminole Maidens by a score of 8-5 today over the Prowlers in 6.5. We'll be back to wrap up the ballgame for you after these words.
Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2-for-20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martine Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue.
All right, Darren, we're back to wrap up the ballgame for you tonight. The Fort Stockton Prowlers had 5 runs on 7 hits. We commit 3 defensive errors, and we leave 4 on base tonight. Seminole, 8 runs on 9 hits. They commit 2 errors and leave 5 on base tonight. Seminole had 3 runs in the second and 5 runs in the third. And so a big inning there in the third inning, and Fort Stockton had 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the fifth, and an opportunity there, but we could not knock the, more runs in that inning. We also, one other time had a big chance to score some more runs and could not. So the Prowlers, one of the main problems tonight, Darren, is that the bottom part of the order is not getting any hits. Batters number 6 through 9 not getting any hits tonight. All of the hits were coming by the top 5 batters in the Prowler order.
Well, it is, and we had a runner thrown out at home, and that hurt. And then we had 4 base runners in the last couple of innings, and we just couldn't get them in. And so, we need a timely hit, and we just couldn't quite come up with the big hit.
All right, so Criselda Porras pitched the entire game tonight for the Prowlers, did a nice job in the last 3 innings, not allowing any runs after that big third inning. And then Adamari Renteria going 4 for 4 tonight with 3 singles and a home run. Criselda Porras 1 for 3 with a double. Mia Garcia 1 for 4 with a double. Jocelyn Arcidas 1 for 3 with a single. And Bella Espino 1 for 4 with a double. But, Darren, we're going to have to get more hits, and I think maybe we found a better solution at pitcher, just the way we pitch to some of these batters. Maybe that's hopefully solved a little bit. But we've got to find a way to get more hits out of the bottom part of the order. And we've got to also get hits when there are runners in scoring position.
Yeah, we had a chance at a big inning, and I know there was a long delay, and that I think it hurt us, but we did. We had runners at the corners with just 1 out, and we didn't get any more runs in, and so we got to do that.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up from Seminole tonight. Again, the Prowlers lose here tonight by a score of 8-5. We drop to 1-5 in district play, while Seminole improves to 4-2. This is Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges saying good night from Seminole.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Prowler Softball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Prowler Softball has been brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Heirloom Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance and Med Spa, Bucks Lube Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Thanks for tuning in for Prowler Softball.